powerful, starting with the elderly wolf uncle. Chapter 124. Chen Tian looked at him calmly, smiling wordlessly. Thought. The countryman is really narcissistic and naive. What a giant baby. Before his thoughts fell, Chen Tian was even more dumbfounded. Not like, the motherland is a giant baby. The lack of family love at a young age made him develop an eatable heart and a love of breastfeeding. There used to be a lot of people discussing an issue. If the motherland people also grew up under the guidance of Kansas farmers, would there be psychological distortions? Chen Tian shook his head. He felt that it would still be distorted. Because the reason why Clark is righteous is that he has an innate sense of justice. Subsequently, Chen Tian looked at the figure in the sky. He would not miss any opportunity to copy the motherland, and then the white divine power on his body flashed. And the figure flashed and disappeared instantly, easily keeping up with the pace of the motherland. The people around were sucked in by the people of the motherland, and they did not notice the disappearance of the people around him at all. A few minutes later, in front of the Walker Company building, because today's high-profile Superman 6 is going to hold a press conference, the front of the building can be described as a sea of people. Not only journalists and media of all stripes. There are also countless six-person fans, all of whom have come specifically for it. Before the press conference began, I already felt the enthusiasm of these people in the room. Then the press conference was held. The sixum took turns. Everyone who speaks on stage will cause a burst of cheers. The content is nothing more than that they will do whatever it takes to protect the peace of this world. Please continue to support them. After the fifth Maeve Queen is gone, the motherland people appeared in the finale and slowly floated down in the air. Motherlanders, motherlanders. The atmosphere of the scene was ignited to the extreme, and a sea of cheers broke out. Feeling such a reaction, Azu immediately smiled. I deserve the world's attention, he thought proudly. And Queen Maeve took a complicated look at the kind-looking motherlander, and then got off the stage first and walked towards her jeep. Get into the back seat of the car. She had just sat down when she suddenly frowned, sensing that something was wrong. Turning his head to look, why are you here? Chen Tian didn't know when, he had already sat next to her. How did you get up? Queen Maeve's face changed drastically, and she asked in a deep voice. She didn't notice when the teenager got into the car. That's it, Chen Tian said with a smile. You quickly get out of the car, otherwise you will be discovered by the people of the motherland, and you will die. Queen Maeve couldn't help but urge. Chen Tian smiled, unmoved. Well, you don't fit to get off here, let's get out of here first. Queen Maeve glanced at the motherland people on the stage and immediately felt a headache, and opened her mouth to urge the driver. She did not want to see innocent people killed. On stage, the people of the motherland noticed Queen Maeve's car opening, and they were dissatisfied in their hearts. This woman actually dares to leave the scene early when I am still there. Quote. However, because the press conference was not over yet, he did not immediately chase it. The other side, Queen Maeve asked the driver to drive the car down a remote alley. You can get out of the car now, hurry up and go far, don't be discovered by the people of the motherland. Immediately, he began to urge Chen Tian. However, Chen Tian was still unmoved. Seeing this, Queen Maeve was anxious and took a deep breath. I really don't know what you are thinking. Then, she opened the car door with a speechless expression. And directly chose to start on Chen Tian. Don't blame me, it's all for your good. Quote. And then, Queen Maeve's pupils shook, and she found that she couldn't pull Chen Tian at all. No matter how she exerted her strength, she only felt that she was pulling not a person, but a 10,000-meter high mountain. Are you so afraid of that giant baby? Chen Tian smiled and immediately took Queen Maeve's hand from himself. Seeing this, the latter subconsciously wanted to resist, but unfortunately, even if he used all his strength, it was completely useless. Queen Maeve's eyes suddenly surged with a rich look of shock. Who are you? Is it also capable? The other side. Combat detected. Rewarded. Superpower. Queen Maeve. A prompt sounded in Chen Tian's mind. Feeling the strength of his physical strength, he couldn't help but sigh. Queen Maeve is worthy of being second only to the motherland's combat power, but it's not bad. Quote. But no matter what kind of power you have, I still don't think you will be an opponent of the motherland. Queen Maeve took a deep breath, suppressed the shock in her heart, and looked at the young man in front of her seriously. You better leave quickly. I don't want you to lose your life because of a few words. Quote. Step 1 by 1. On the roof of the car, there was a sudden sound of a gentle crash. It seems that something fell on the roof of the car. Then, a Maeve Queen, very familiar, with a very frightened voice, passed down. Maeve, who are you talking about? Chapter 90. Chen Tian put his arm around Queen Maeve, jealous of the angry motherlanders. Maeve, who are you talking about? When Queen Maeve heard these words and fell from the roof of the car, all emotions disappeared in an instant, leaving only tension. This voice, it's the motherland. The thought did not fall. She heard the sound of a body lightly stepping on the ground, and when she turned her head, she saw the face of the motherland with a clear smile, but gloomy eyes appeared outside the car window. Queen Maeve's pupils shrank sharply the moment she saw the other party, and her already stiff face suddenly turned even more pale. Although she and the motherland are just the official CPs of the company, they do not have much emotion for each other, Tilda included. Even disgust for the motherland in his heart. But she also knows that the guy from the motherland is extremely possessive, extremely jealous, and will not tolerate other men approaching herself, even if they are not together in the true sense. And not long ago, this handsome-looking teenager next to him also offended this small-bellied man. Queen Maeve could already be sure that the people of the motherland would never let Chen Tian go easily. Maeve, why are you so afraid? The motherland noticed the expression of the woman in the car, and the gloom between his eyebrows dissolved a little. He liked these people who knew their own details. and he was afraid of his feelings. Then, he noticed Chen Qian next to Queen Maeve, and his face suddenly darkened. It's you. Although the people of the motherland had to meet countless fans every day, they still remembered Chen Qian at once, and the gloom on his face gradually became thicker. Maeve, what do you mean? How could it be with this kid? His eyes were not good, scanning back and forth between Chen Qian and Queen Maeve, and he asked Queen Maeve in a deep voice if she was panicked. She knew that the people of the motherland were angry now, and not only Chen Qian next to her could not escape, but even herself would be implicated. For those disobedient teammates, the people of the motherland will use various means to suppress and torture. After all, the motherland is not only the strongest of all superheroes, but also the most famous and has the most fans. So, he has privileges in many places. Even most of the time, even the company had to listen to him. However,